To celebrate 25 years of the LEGO Star Wars theme existing, I am creating a massive battle and filling it with sets from over the years. But the challenge is I can only get one set from each year, and it's difficult because some of these years go insanely hard. Also, I don't want to blow all my money, so I'm setting a budget of $2,500, which may sound like a lot of money, but I have to buy 25 sets. So let the challenge begin. Buying a LEGO Star Wars set from every year, day one. Now, if you've already watched the short series, then you may want to skip ahead, or use this as an opportunity to catch up on any days that you've missed, as I've conveniently timestamped every day so that you can see which set we picked up along the way. LEGO released 13 sets back in 1999, and 8 of them were from Episode 1, which also came out that same year. This is the lightsaber duel, the first LEGO Star Wars set ever created. It has Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, and this was the first time this villain ever appeared, both on screen and in LEGO. There's a small side build, a speeder, and our 2 minifigures. In this scene, Sidious ordered Darth Maul to bring the Queen back to Naboo to sign the treaty, but he was kind of an impatient dude and rushed Qui-Gon in a 1v1.
Qui-Gon, sir, wait, I'm tired!
Anakin, drop!
And for the next 24 days, I'll be building the Star Wars set from every year and creating a huge battle at the end. So try to guess what I'll build in the next video as I continue day 2. Of the 15 sets released in the year 2000, the Gungan Patrol remains to be the only set never remade in over 24 years, except for these Technic builds. These are weird and they don't count. It includes Jar Jar Binks and a Gungan soldier with unprinted head molds, and 2 of these mounts called Kadu, pulling along a cart of boomers. Wait, not those kind of boomers. A couple of blue cylinder pieces are included to represent the boomas, the energy balls, and this flex tubing is used for these decorative saddles. Unfortunately, LEGO never released any other creatures or builds from the Gungan side of the conflict, making it super difficult to amass a Gungan army. I mean, this set only cost $10 back in the day, and these minifigures aren't very expensive. But brand new, this set goes for $110. I was lucky enough to get it used for $38, but we still have 23 more years of LEGO Star Wars sets to cover, so try to guess what I'll build in day 3 as I continue buying a LEGO Star Wars set from every year, day 3. This is the first ever LEGO Battle Droid carrier from 2001. It has 7 droids and used to only cost $10, but now it sells for almost $200 brand new. I got this one used for about $42. And still to this day, this droid remains unique to the set. It's compatible with the MTT that came out the year before, but these carriers, known as Droid Platoon Attack Crafts, are hardly even visible in Episode 1, which makes me think LEGO just wanted to make droid battle packs. This front piece is printed, which is crazy for such an inexpensive set. There's a spot for the pilot and 2 bars to brutally distort and attach these 6 droids to. Oh no, his hand broke. Still though, I think this design is super ugly, and it would make way more sense to have 2 levels of battle droids. But get ready, because in day 4 we take on a new era of Star Wars as I continue buying a LEGO Star Wars set from every year, day 4. It's 2002 and Attack of the Clones just came out along with 24 LEGO Star Wars sets. This is the Jedi Duel, the most epic duel in Episode 2 between Master Yoda and his old Padawan turned evil Count Dooku. This was the first time LEGO ever made a curved lightsaber hilt, and because this figure is so expensive on his own, I had to pay $64 to get this once $10 set. This is the speeder he escapes the Geonosis arena on, and there are printed elements. And this is the little side build, which I'm not really sure what this does. I thought it was to spin Yoda around since he's a short king, but I think it's supposed to be a crane for the speeder. The 2013 remake includes a lot more of the scene and has legit play features to make an actual lightsaber duel. But hey, not bad for 2002, because we still have 21 more years to cover, so follow along as I continue day 5. Just 1 year after the release of Attack of the Clones, LEGO only released 3 out of their 21 sets based on the movie. And since we may have an opportunity to acquire these in later years, I picked up one of the most elusive and unique sets of all time, which uses the largest LEGO ring elements ever created.
Wow.
It has 681 pieces, and all I had to do was put the wheels on. I'm bad with Technic. It packs a whopping 30 missiles and has this cool battering ram on the front. And the wheels are locked in with gears that actually spin. I'm Speed. LEGO has never since made a Star Wars vehicle like this, and despite my disdain for Technic, I was really impressed by this model. It retailed for $50 and I snagged it for $114, putting our grand total at just under $290 with 21 days to go as I continue day 6. It's the year 2004 and the LEGO company is on the brink of bankruptcy after opening several theme parks and failing to diversify beyond LEGO sets.
Fallen into the river in LEGO City.
Star Wars, and other licensed themes, helped to save the LEGO group by making them profitable again. And out of the 15 sets from this sad excuse for a LEGO catalog, I picked up this mini Sith Infiltrator, because I didn't like anything else. But in an epic plot twist, not only was the set incomplete, but it included another incomplete set.
This is part of an ATTE.
I was so pissed that I reported this gamer to have it returned. This is so messed up and I'm annoyed. Angry face. They asked for 6 photos, so hopefully I get my 22 bucks back. But even for $7, I probably wouldn't buy this today, at least not without a minifigure. These mini sets do have a certain appeal though, as they're reminiscent of the mini kit builds from the LEGO Star Wars video game. And the packaging is fun. And you know what else is fun? Hitting the like button on this video as I continue day 7. And what a wonderful year it is to get revenge. That is, for the Sith. This is the General Grievous chase. And this is the first ever LEGO General Grievous minifigure with this super cool printed cape to distract your eyes from the bone-chilling white of his body void of any other color or detail. Then we have Obi-Wan, who looks fine. And he's seated on top of Boga, a female Varactyl with a brick-built midsection and a molded head. The wheel bike is not the best, but the printed discs are a nice touch and hard to come by, I might add. And can we just look at these alternate builds for a second? Like, did Obi-Wan and Grievous become friends on a little safari? Anyways, this was such a memorable scene for me, so I had to get this set for pure nostalgia reasons. And I can confidently say that it only gets better from here. So try to guess what I'm building next as I continue day 8. It was a dark time for both Star Wars fans and LEGO fans, as only 11 sets were released in 2006. One of them being this turbo tank that I did not buy. Instead, I settled on this V-Wing. First seen in episode 3, escorting the Emperor's ship with the remains of burnt Anakin. The ship's design has some similarities to the later developed TIE Advanced models and is manned by a single clone pilot and an astromech. Just the head though. V-Wings are super fast and highly maneuverable, as seen in the Bad Batch. They actually took the place of the V-19 Torrens being the preferred ship, and despite LEGO remaking this set in 2011 and in 2014, we've never seen it since. But if you were flying in the Clone Wars, would you rather be in an ARC 170, a Jedi Starfighter, or a V-Wing? Let me know in the comments and come back tomorrow as I continue day 9. And the year is 2007. You know, when the first UCS Falcon was released, and don't forget about these baddies. But as you know, this challenge has a budget of $2,500, and after today's purchase of the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, our total is already over $510 with some big sets coming from my favorite years.
Sure.
This Battle Pack though just got a remake, sort of. It includes an OG Shock Trooper, a 327th Trooper, and 2 Regs, all with black heads underneath those helmets. There's a small bunker and a speeder, making these sets very similar on the clone side. Some people prefer these older style Phase 2 helmets, but I'm a fan of the updated ones, so make my comment section look like a poll between which one you think is better, because tomorrow you know what I'm gonna do? Day 10. And we have our first big set. I got this for $218, under budget and only 2.5 times its original price. This HETE has been on my wish list as it includes a Phase 1 Captain Rex minifigure and the one and only Stinky from the Clone Wars movie.
Hi, I'm Paul.
He was captured by Asajj Ventress, and a rescue team consisting of Anakin and Ahsoka were dispatched to bring him back. So of course it includes the Padawan Ahsoka Tano, a regular clone trooper, and a droid on one of these STAP speeders. For being only the second HETE ever released, there are just so many improvements on this walker compared to the 2003 model. You can place this clone trooper in the pilot seat, there's a gunner seat on top, and there's plenty of space in the back. If only we had more clone troopers. So take a wild guess what you think I'll pick up tomorrow as I continue day 11. On today's agenda is acquire more clones. So if you guessed this set, you're absolutely mad, dog. This would have been a great guess, but I got outbid. But here we have arguably the best Clone Trooper Battle Pack ever created. Prove me wrong. It includes this clone captain with a hard pauldron, comma, and visor, a clone gunner, and 2 Regs. The walker build is simple, but it fits 2 troopers, and retailing for $12 meant that you could get clones for $3 a piece. 2009 was the birth of a new era, the army builder era, and ever since then, crazy obsessive maniacs have been building armies of plastic men in hopes of gaining a girlfriend, or breaking a world record. So stay tuned as I carry on the clone madness as I continue day 12. Now in 2005, we missed that clone turbo tank, but now it's 2010, and I dropped $250 to get my hands on my favorite clone turbo tank LEGO's ever made so far. This one has Anakin Skywalker, Padawan Ahsoka Tano, Aayla Secura, a regular clone trooper, and a clone captain, as well as the first ever Cad Bane minifigure. He also came in this speeder set, and I love his hat so much.
Nice hat. Nice hat.
This set is roughly based on the Jedi crash on Meriden when they rescue Aayla Secura, but Anakin gets injured. However, Cad Bane doesn't appear until the beginning of Season 2, at which point Ahsoka should be wearing her red outfit, which LEGO didn't make until 2013. But what a great set just to throw them all into. Inside the hull of the tank, you can remove this small AT-RT build and a command station. There's some more space in the front for the drivers, and this tank's suspension makes it quite versatile to get troops into battle. So try to guess what you think I'll build tomorrow as I continue Day 13. We're halfway through the series, and out of the whopping 26 sets to choose from in 2011, I had to make a tough decision because the one that I really wanted to get was just too hard to get. I accidentally ended up with 2 sets. Crazy how bidding works. And I got the Geonosian Starfighter with Phase 1 Commander Cody, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and this Geonosian that pilots the needle-shaped Starfighter. The other set is the Battle for Geonosis, which includes the one and only Separatist proton cannon ever made. It comes with this BARC speeder driven by Luminara Unduli with these goofy-looking goggles, and it has the other Phase 1 Captain Rex. There's also 2 droids, one of which mans the cannon, and a super battle droid with a rocket arm. Adding both of these sets to our grand total puts us at exactly half of our budget with 13 days to go. So try to guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue Day 14. And 2012 was another big year for LEGO Star Wars, with sets like Jabba's Palace, Pre Vizsla Starfighter, Palpatine's Arrest, the Malevolence, and the Queen herself, all of which go for well over $200, maybe even $400. But the animated Clone Wars show was really heating up by Season 4, so I picked up this Elite Clone Troopers and Commando Droid Battle Pack for $65. It has my favorite ARC Trooper minifigure of all time with a shoulder and waist cloth piece, an ARF Trooper, often referred to as a Rancor ARF, and for the first time ever, these Commando droids, first appearing in Season 3 of the Clone Wars. There's a small AP-7 cannon build, which has been slightly improved in this 2023 battle pack.
These flip fire missiles stink.
And I'd also love to see an updated commando droid where the legs aren't stuck together. But let me know which set from 2012 is your favorite, and while you're at it, take a guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue Day 15. It's 2013, the box art is colorful, and so are these sets. I mean, are you kidding me? Picking just one set from 2013 was an impossible task, but there's one set that just means a lot to us Clone Wars fans, and that's the BARC speeder with sidecar that includes the coveted Phase 2 Captain Rex. And while LEGO may have just remade this figure in the UCS Venator, this version was one of a kind for well over 10 years and is still my favorite. To round off the set, we get this unique Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi and 2 more commando droids with their own speeder. This sidecar is really cool because it can spin around, and the fact that this once $30 set is now worth almost $400 brand new is mind-boggling. Even used, I had to pay over $275. P2 Rex is one of my most expensive minifigures that I own, so let me know what your most expensive minifigure is, and while you're at it, try to guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue Day 16. Star Wars The Clone Wars kept the LEGO theme alive since 2008, and everybody loved it, but in 2014, Clone Wars Season 6 got cancelled. Star Wars Rebels took its place later that year, and in my opinion, the theme peaked. After much contemplation and budgeting, I bid sniped this 87 cannon for just over $200. It's one of the few sets where all the minifigures are still unique to the set, and to this day, the only way to get Phase 2 Wolfpack troopers, who are of course led by General Plo Koon, who has a plastic head mold instead of that rubber one. This droideka is sort of the default design, and I do prefer it over our latest 2024 version here.
What is that?
This cannon is used on Christophsis, as seen on the box art, but I remember it most from the LEGO Clone Wars video game, and for that reason, I love this set. Unfortunately, there's no Phase 2 version of Commander Wolf, despite his reappearance in the Bad Batch, but maybe that will change, so take a guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue Day 17. And today, we're tackling the year 2015, when LEGO loved microfighters, buildable figures, and the sequels. The Force Awakens and Rebels both got some decent sets, but there's still 3 Clone Wars sets to choose from, and I selected the Geonosis Troopers, which I picked up for $40. It has 2 regular Phase 2 Geonosis Troopers with those silly stud launcher guns, and 2 of the airborne variants. One positive of the Clone Wars ending, though, meant no more cursed Clone Wars stylized face prints, and from the year prior, all the clones got these updated face prints.
Nice.
The side build in the set includes a small AT-RT build that fits 2 clones, so I guess the rest have to walk.
Are you serious right now?
This cannon element was new at the time and allows you to lose all of your studs in about 0.5 seconds. It's crazy though that we haven't seen any new Geotroopers in almost almost 10 years, and I really hope to see characters like Waxer and Boyle in the future. But let me know which named clone trooper you want to see next, and try to guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue day 18. And I think you guys are starting to pick up on the theme here. The end battle involves clone troopers, and to build this army evenly, I need a little bit more sappy firepower, so I picked up this homing spider droid, which was literally the only option. We already have a turbo tank, and we don't need this janky HETE, and since this is from episode 3, it includes a Kashyyyk clone trooper, Master Yoda, and 2 B1 battle droids. There's also a dwarf spider, which are actually seen on the planet of Kashyyyk. These walkers first appeared in the Battle of Geonosis, but aren't actually visible in the Battle of Kashyyyk in episode 3. LEGO released 2 different models of the homing spider droid, and we missed the one back in 2013, so I had to pick it up while I had the chance. But what we really need is for LEGO to make a proper-sized dwarf spider droid and a crab droid. But let's see what next year's options bring as I continue day 19. And I really wanted this set, but there were just too many amazing sets to choose from, like Luke's land speeder, this resistance pod, and this crab walker. It was a tough decision, so I picked up this Republic fighter tank, because that was the only real option. This is my favorite out of the 3 fighter tanks that LEGO's created, as its size is most comparable to its appearance in the Battlefront video game, and it includes a new Ayla Secura minifigure. There's a clone gunner and 2 battle droids. Always 2 there are. Unfortunately, since this tank is so small, it only fits 1 figure, and it does have those stud shooters on the sides. But compared to the 2022 model, I'll take this version any day. Also, this set was a steal at just $25 back in 2017, and I was able to get it for $60, bringing our grand total to almost $2,000, so comment what you think I'll build next as I continue day 20. And obviously, this is the LEGO set that I would never buy. Things took a sharp turn after episode 8 and the Solo movie, but now I've got a few good sets here and there. However, I chose the most overpriced retail set at the time with just 157 pieces. It has an updated General Grievous in white from that previous tan version, and if you add these 2 clips, then you can get way more posability in his arms. It also includes a Mace Windu, who's clearly in pursuit of Grievous, who loves running away. I got this combat speeder for $54. There are sliders on the bottom of it and clips to hold his lightsabers, but this would have been a much better representation than LEGO, making this more like a $15 set. This thing is just way oversized, and these big parts will appear in tomorrow's video as I continue day 21. And finally, I got a brand new set for twice the retail value. This is the 3rd rendition of the droid gunship, most remembered from its appearance in episode 3 on Kashyyyk, which is why we get 2 Kashyyyk droids, Master Yoda, and the Wookiee Chief Tarful. The Separatists must have had a thing for round alien-like spaceships, but despite transporting troops in the video game Battlefront 2, this heavy missile platform is just that. A saucer of destruction. There's a space for a droid in the head of the ship and 8 underbelly flick-fire missiles. Man, why do we still have these things? There's also 2 stud shooters on the sides so they can fly around and bomb the crap out of stuff. Ironically though, this is almost the same size as the Grievous speeder, and despite all of this firepower, we still need a little bit more. So try to guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue buying a LEGO Star Wars set from every year, day 22. And this is our last chance to get these clankers strapped, so I'm adding the AAT that I purchased at retail for $40. LEGO has made 4 play-scale armored assault tanks, but this is an updated version from the 2009 blue Separatist model as seen in the Clone Wars. And this tank is almost perfect, if not for this extremely unnecessarily long barrel. That's better. This includes Season 7 Ahsoka, a 332nd Ahsoka clone trooper without the helmet holes, and 2 of these Kashyyyk printed battle droids. I think if LEGO would have introduced the new Super Battle Droid mold in this set to combat the 3 that came in the model prior, this could have been the set of the year. But that 501st Battle Pack was just too revolutionary, and I happen to have a few of those already. But not every clone trooper is the same, so try to guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue day 23. And today we're adding a Special Forces team to the Republic with this Havoc Marauder that I'm still sad about. The Bad Batch Season 1 kicked off on May 4th of 2021 and has carried us through the darkest years of both the Empire and our actual reality.
Emotional damage!
And yet this and the Justifier are the only 2 sets from the show at the close of Season 3, meaning it's the only set with all of Clone Force 99, which includes Hunter, Rika, Crosshair, Tik, and Echo. Yeah, it just doesn't sound right without the accent, but you'll have to get the Justifier if you want to get Omega. I still think the Bad Batch shuttle should be gray, even though it appears more bluish in recent episodes. I'm just still unsure. And it's annoying to pick up because the hatch flies open, but you can fit 2 figures in the middle and 2 in the front. The cockpit also has a printed piece, which is nice, and there's 2 additional speeders to create a chase scene, one for Hunter and one for the Gonk droid. Obviously, Gonks need speeders too. So comment Gonk and try to guess what I'll build tomorrow as I continue day 24. And I really contemplated adding another ATTE, but then I remembered that I actually turned this into an ATOT and made a dropship with this set. So instead I grabbed my super secret stash and selected one of my Clone Trooper Command Station accessory packs that retailed for $15. And it's crazy to think that such a tiny bag costs 15 bucks. More accurately, this handful of plastic does. These packs were in such high demand that you could only purchase 5 per household, and you could never find them in store because they were always out of stock. It has 2 updated Phase 1 Clone Troopers with leg printing and more accurate helmets, and we get this yellow Clone Trooper, which you'll remember from this scene.
Your fire on the nearest starship.
But all we really remember is the yellow Clone Trooper, right? The command station for the side build looks really nice, and there's also a section to store some additional weapons. And I really do hope that LEGO makes more accessory packs for Star Wars. But with only 1 day left in the series until the final battle, make sure you've gone back and liked every single video and commented for the best chance to win the giveaway as I finish buying a LEGO Star Wars set from every year, day 25. And for the final day of this challenge, leading up to the big battle, I've chosen the Coruscant gunship, snagged for $107. Oh no, the box is damaged. Not anymore. This is the first ever Coruscant color scheme gunship in LEGO, and despite roughly being based on this scene with Commander Thorn laying down flankers, ironically the set includes Captain Fox. And yes, the red print on the white torso turned pink, and this is an issue in the community. There's also 2 Coruscant Guard Clone Troopers and an updated Clone Wars outfit Padme, and of course the dashing Sheev Palpatine. This set features a twin cockpit system, tailgate for easy loading, flingy open doors, wing blasters, and a carrying handle. Although it's so compact and sturdy, it almost doesn't need one.
I was really impressed with this set and I would highly recommend it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our final set, and we came in under budget.
After compiling 25 LEGO Star Wars sets, it's crazy to see how many minifigures we picked up and the disparity between the light side and the dark side characters.
Taking a look at all the clone troopers, we ended up with a whopping 34, as opposed to the Separatist droids, only 19.
But then what about characters with lightsabers?
For the dark side, we have Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Grievous, and an updated Grievous. For the light side, we have 3 Yodas, 3 Ahsokas, 2 Anakins, 2 Obi-Wans, 2 Aayla Securas, Luminara, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Mace Windu, and Qui-Gon for a total of 16. And as for senators, we have Palpatine and Padme.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to pick up any Separatist leaders this time.
For other characters, we have 2 Gungan warriors, a Wookiee warrior, and they're being matched against this Geonosian, Cad Bane, and Rada the Hutt.
Now the minifigure disparity may look stark, but I really tried to get an equal number of vehicles for both sides of the army. I may have also just chosen a couple extra battle packs to buff up the clone side, but hey. Now if we were to compare the power between Republic forces and Separatist forces, which one do you think would win?
First up, we have the Republic gunship versus the droid gunship, and I think the Republic gunship's gonna win. Then we have the turbo tank versus this rolling devastator, and I know it's not in scale, but you've seen what one of these missiles can do against an ATTE, and there are 30 of them. Next up is the ATTE versus this little spider walker, and I think the heavily armored assault tank is gonna take the dub. Then we have the AV-7 cannon versus the Geonosian cannon, and while they're both very comparable in size and power, I'm just gonna have to go with the AV-7 on this one. Then we have the Republic fighter tank versus the Separatist tank, and you guys let me know in the comments who you think would win. Lastly, the V-Wing versus the Geonosian starfighter, both highly maneuverable vehicles, but it might come down to the pilot. For the rest of the build, they still pretty much all have an opposing speeder or some sort of Separatist force, but we do have a couple of additional side builds, and there's no direct opponent for the Bad Batch shuttle. And now it's time to build our final battle, so I'm gonna set up this backdrop.
I'm done. It's going really well.
A few moments later.
Haha, I finally did it. It was actually a little short, so I had to add a bit more. And now we're gonna stack up all of the base plates and get started on the groundwork. Now, when somebody says they're doing groundwork, this is what laying the groundwork literally looks like. I added in dark water, light water, and then I speed built the sandy area using every single dark tan and tan plate that I had. Then I went ham chop on some grass and grabbed these leafy elements, and listen to this. So satisfying. Then I added more water, and then I decided that this landscape was ready to sustain plant life, so I speed built this tree that may not win me any awards, but will definitely do its part in looking like a tree. And then I grabbed a ton of vines and added them to these muddy trenches, and decided that that rocky section looks like doo-doo. So I quickly planted my trees, and I added in this fallen branch, and then I swiped that rock work to give it the makeover of its life. And then I decorated it with these leafy pieces to hide my inability to make beautiful rock work. With that done, I thought this was actually looking pretty good, so I added added in all the vehicles to see how much space they took up, and even with the ships on stands, I still couldn't fit them all. So I focused on my favorite ships and started placing minifigures in action. I used the gunship as a droid transport and made it look like the walker just got double teamed by Grievous and Maul like in Battlefront. You can flip around a battle droid to make it look like they're getting struck, and you can use these power effects into the barrels of weapons to simulate them firing. I used clear pieces to boost up the Jedi storming the beach and to make it look like they're jumping over the trenches. And then I filled out the rest of the scene with clones in action. For putting this scene together in about 3 hours, I'm super happy with the way that it turned out, and this entire project was just so much fun. But the fun doesn't stop here because it's giveaway time. I'm giving away a brand new UCS TIE Interceptor or any LEGO set of your choice under $250, and the winner is being announced on my social media platforms. I think this person commented on every single video, so congrats to them, and thank you guys so much for all the comments, especially the ones pointing out my mistakes. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out, and may the 4th be with you.